Welcome back to Garage Matters. Today we'll be doing some heat management on this engine. Since the intercooler sits right on top of the head right here, what we want to do is we want to try to fabricate some kind of heat shield material to stick in between the top of the head and the bottom of this intercooler to help keep this intercooler cooler. What I'm also going to do is fabricate a heat shield for this exhaust manifold right here, and then also instead of purchasing a turbo blanket, I'm gonna use the leftover material to make my own blanket for the hot side of the turbo. Hopefully when all this work is done, it'll help keep the engine bay temperatures cooler. With the heat shield currently removed, exposed is the anti-lag plumbing for this WRC. We'll go over this system real quick while we got the heat shield removed. What happens when you let off the throttle is this diverter valve right here. There's a vacuum actuated valve down here. This one's currently blocked off because there was a road going homologation vehicle, so they blocked it off. So anti-lag on this vehicle doesn't work, but it does have all the plumbing. Normally this valve would open up when you let off the throttle, and we'll take a look in here real quick. The fresh air is going to go down these two holes right here. Then it's going to travel through the plumbing right here and get dumped off into the exhaust manifold. Now the exhaust gases that are coming out of the engine, that's going to be a really rich mixture, so that mixture is going to get mixed in with the fresh air right here. That plus the heat generated from this exhaust manifold is going to ignite one more time, and then you're going to get that second bang. It's almost like an afterburner. So you have the initial combustion from the engine, and then you have a secondary combustion happening right here in the exhaust manifold. So that secondary combustion is what's going to keep this turbo spooling up constantly. That's how anti-lag works on this car. Alright, so I've already prefabricated this heat shield material. I've used this before and I just slapped it right on here. It's perfectly safe. Like, I've been running this heat shield material on this vehicle for a couple of years now. Haven't had any issues with it at all. Like, it gets hot, but it hasn't started a fire or anything. This is some really good stuff. So there are several reasons why I'm doing this. First, I'm trying to keep the hot side of the turbo as hot as possible so it can make boost as quick as possible, because hot air is going to travel faster. Second reason is heat management. This is going to get really hot, so this stuff is about 1/2 inch thick, so it should keep the engine bay temperatures cooler all the way around. So hopefully it'll do that for me as well. So this material, it's a fiberglass mat, and then on the top is this aluminum stuff. So this is what I'm going to use to finish making this. Alright, we got this piece on right now. What I'm going to do is use these metal wire bands and just kind of secure this heat shield in place so it doesn't go anywhere. Alright, that's probably good enough. This thing's, you can mold it into place, so it's not going to really go anywhere, so this is probably good enough for now. Alright, it's time to get the factory heat shield back on. This little guy's the factory heat shield for the intercooler. we're gonna fabricate something bigger, but only again, WRC Homologation Special had this as well, so we'll go ahead and put it back on. Since it's a factory piece, we'll also fabricate a bigger one that's gonna give it more protection. Alright, here's the new piece. We're going to use this big rectangular piece and just set it on top of the head right here. Okay, just like that. We're going to use this piece right here. Alright. Alright. Now we can put everything back together. Alright, everything's put back together right now. I'm gonna start on the top of this intercooler and on the sides. Just kind of slide this underneath here. I'm just gonna kind of wrap this up a little, best as I can. Well, that's the bottom and the sides of this intercooler. This is all done for today. This is all we're going to do for heat management. Hopefully this will keep things cooler within the engine bay since this intercooler sits right on top of this head. That's pretty much everything for heat management as far as this car goes. We wrapped the exhaust manifold, the hot side of the turbo, the downpipe, underneath the intercooler, the size of the intercooler. Lower engine bay temperatures means the serviceability of these hoses and stuff is going to last longer, and plus lower engine bay temperatures is going to help this turbo get cooler air into the turbo and into the combustion chamber, making more power. Hit that like and subscribe button and join us next time on Garage Matters.